Two of the most iconic waxed jackets from two of the most iconic heritage wear brands, Huckberry and Filson. In this video, I'm going to be comparing these two wax jackets, the Filson tin cloth work jacket and the Flint and Tinder Hudson jacket. I'll be comparing things like their materials and construction, fit and style, comfort, which one is better for warmer weather, and also maybe which one you should pick up in the end, which I'll be talking about later in this video. So let's waste no time and get right into the video. So it's pretty clear that these are two very different jackets, just right off the bat. And if you're familiar with these two brands already, I'm sure you can already draw some conclusions on some of the aspects of these two jackets and some of those differences right off the bat. But going into the materials and construction of these two jackets. And starting with the Filson, it's made from 14-ounce oil-finished tin cloth, treated with paraffin wax for water resistance. This is the dark tan color. It's got 100% wool on its collar, 2 pockets on its left and right, and on the inside of the jacket, and it has snap buttons throughout. It also uses double stitching throughout the entire jacket for reinforcement. For the Flint and Tinder, it's constructed with 10-ounce waxed canvas, cut from British Millrain Tech Wax Evolution 8 weather-resistant waxed canvas. This is the color forest green. It's got 3 pockets on the front, 1 on the inside, and also a game pocket on the rear. It also has reinforced double stitching throughout most of the jacket, but not everywhere. On the shoulders of this jacket, it seems to have a double stitch and also double layering for, I guess, a little bit more durability around the shoulders. So comparing these two, the Filson is made in Bangladesh and the Hudson jacket from Flint and Tinder is made in Indonesia. This is the flannel lined Hudson jacket. I believe they all are flannel lined. I love the flannel lining design on this jacket. It keeps it both warm and also just looks really nice. The Filson tin cloth work jacket does have a lining, and the Filson uses their cover cloth. It's comfortable for sure, and that flannel lining on the Flint and Tinder is a little bit warmer to the touch when you're first putting that jacket on as opposed to the Filson cover cloth. The work jacket does have like a silk lining on the sleeves, whereas the Hudson jacket is flannel lined throughout the sleeves, which makes it a little bit more difficult if you're wearing multiple layers and trying to put the jacket on. It actually tends to bunch up with those whatever layers you have on. However, the newest iteration of the Hudson jacket does have silk on the sleeves as well. Both of these jackets' side entry hand warmer pockets are only lined with that flannel on one side. The Filson has their Alaskan guide flannel on one side of the work jacket, which was actually one of my critiques in my video dedicated on that jacket, because I think double-sided lining would have been all the more warmer. However, the Flint and Tinder jacket also only has it on one side. Another major difference is the Hudson jacket has a double zipper, whereas the work jacket only has those snap buttons. Filson has their field coat, which both has buttons and a double zipper, so that they're kind of comparable in that sense. And of course, I believe the Flint and Tinder also has versions that only have the snap buttons. But having a double zipper is always really nice, especially when like buttons tend to come off if you have a crazy amount of layers on. When it comes to the wax, the Filson arrives with a very strong scent because of that wax. The Hudson jacket from Flint and Tinder didn't smell when it arrived. I've now had it for a year, whereas the work jacket I've had for about 5 months now. And I think the Hudson jacket is due to be re-waxed this season, so that's something I'm going to be doing very soon. And I know I mentioned the weight of these two canvases, and it is definitely noticeable that the work jacket is heavier. However, interestingly enough, the canvas from both of these are both sourced from British Millrain. When it comes to durability, both of these jackets excel in this area. However, since that work jacket is more tailored towards work, and because it's a heavier canvas, it definitely would last a little bit longer and withstand a little bit more abrasion. Now, I've had it for under a year, so it's hard to really put it to the test when it comes to durability. However, I've taken it deep into the forest, kind of on untamed trails entirely, and it handles everything with ease. Am I doing anything that extreme with it? Not so much, but still, I could tell that this is going to last a long time. When it comes to the water resistance, I've worn these both in some pretty inclement weather, and they've both handled it really well. So which of these jackets are better for colder weather? I will say that neither of them are for extreme cold. Both are kind of shoulder season jackets, although I've been wearing them into the winter as well, as long as I layer up. The Hudson jacket does have that flannel lining, so one would think that it would be warmer, and after some non-scientific tests, I do find myself opting for the work jacket because I could layer it even more, and I think because of that extreme wind resistance, even more so. That said, I have worn both of these jackets in low 40s and sometimes even in the 30s as well. So let's talk about comfort and fit, and these really differ in that area, especially when it comes to the fit. Filson is notoriously much larger when it comes to fit, but especially with their work jacket. I almost got a small, and I tried on a small for this work jacket, but it was just a little too restrictive in how I wanted to layer. And it also is worth keeping in mind what you plan to do with these jackets. If you want to layer immensely, then you're going to want to opt for a larger size, of course. The work jacket, these are both mediums, and they wear completely different. And I actually really liked that because I used the Hudson jacket for less layering, and of course, if it's more extreme out, then I will wear some serious base layers and throw on the work jacket. But overall, the fit of these two are completely different. The Hudson jacket is a more modern, slim fit, whereas the work jacket is much boxier and roomier overall. The Hudson jacket was a little bit shorter on the sleeves, which I appreciated in that medium form, and also the length goes past the hips. Again, probably because I'm a little bit on the shorter side. The Filson work jacket, however, cuts off at the hips and is a little bit longer on the sleeves. The Hudson is more of a traditional hunting jacket, whereas the Filson is, of course, more for extreme outdoor rugged work environments. And because of that roominess, you're able to do a little bit more. There's a lot more dexterity because of it. Another difference is the wool lining on the collar is a little bit different on both of these, although Flint and Tinder has updated their Hudson jacket to actually have wool lining on the top of the collar as well. So which of these jackets should you opt for? It's going to depend on all of the factors that we covered throughout this video. But if you're someone who's more in a rugged work environment, then the work jacket is obviously going to be more tailored for you. And if you're someone who needs more extreme durability, again, the work jacket may be actually better for that because it's a heavier canvas and a little bit more resistant to abrasion. So it's really hard to say which jacket you should go with because they are so different. And honestly, I think that you really can't go wrong with either of them. Both have a place in your wardrobe, and for that reason, it's hard to say which one you should choose exactly. Now, if I were asked which one I would buy first, I still probably would buy the Hudson jacket first because I do like the modern cut of it, and I think that it's just so versatile. So both jackets, fantastic jackets, and two of my favorite companies out there. But what do you think of the Flint and Tinder Hudson jacket and the Filson tin cloth work jacket? Let me know down in the comments, which one do you prefer? I would love to hear from you guys. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. I've got a ton more videos coming. And if you got anything out of this video, be sure to hit that like button. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you out there on the road.